had this dream. And in this dream, I was abducted by these two men, and I was watching the men as they were fighting against one another, and they were shooting at each other. At first, they wasn't shooting at each other. They was against everyone else, but then they turned against each other, and the guy was like, he became skeptical of who he should trust because he's seeing that they were having a conversation, and in this conversation, he wound up reflecting back on what was going on, and he questioned his partner. So then he went to find his partner, but then he looked, because as he was contemplating on whether he should find his partner, the girl, me, wind up slipping away, and he was thinking like whether he should come after me or he should come after his partner. So he went after his partner, and he was like, he went after his partner. His partner was sitting there because he was already wounded, and he wanted to go. He was planning on going to finish him off. So he had his gun, and he went to his partner, and he was like, well, why didn't you? He questioned him, and his partner wound up having a gun already pointed at him, and he had like this big shotgun. So his partner was shooting him already. They were shooting at each other. The bullets wasn't reaching the guy that was already wounded until the guy that was wounded ran out of bullets, and he started getting up and shooting them, and then he wound up getting hurt. He wound up getting wounded by the bullets. Eventually, he did once he started getting up, and he ran out of bullets. So they wound up both dying. Then I came to this place where I was with a guy, and we had to kind of just sneak around this woman that was holding him down, to the point where he was afraid to leave or do anything without her permission. So him and I wound up leaving, sneaking off eventually. And then, but she wasn't fully asleep. We thought she was asleep. She wasn't fully asleep, so she got up out of the bed, and she came to look for us. We didn't get far. So she found us, and then he began to question about me. So there was this moment where he came to me and he pulled down my skin, and he seen that it was metal, and he walked away. So he found out my secret, and he went back to the woman. There was this guy that came into the situation that was created just like me, for the purpose of destroying me or calming me down so that he can weaken me. And there was this detection monitor that would detect whether you are the enemy or you are safe. So the detection monitor didn't know couldn't tell the difference between us two. So I told the other person that was just like me, I told the replication, the guy that was replicated, I told him what's the difference between us is that I can survive electrical shock towards the tongue. And I asked him, could you? So we both did this test, and with an electrode where we placed this thermometer looking thing in our mouth, and whoever survived it was the true, was the that's how the monitor will be able to tell if you are safe or you are the enemy. So he didn't survive it. He wound up dying because he couldn't survive the electrical shock. And I walked away safe. So then I went into this room. There was everybody, and they had this pretty wool hair that was indestructible. So I'm like, I want one. It was like a wig type thing. I wanted one so bad, and I wound up getting it. And this lady came to me, and she was like, you really want this? I was like, yeah. And then she started putting on me. She's like, oh, you look nice. Oh, you look really, really nice. You should, it suits you. And then she was like, then she became curious, and she was like, well, I should remove the wig. So I removed the wig. And I was like, you know what? Because she started confusing me about what I wanted. So I wanted this until she started confusing me, and I just took it off. And I'm like, you know what? Forget it. So I took it off, and I wound up wearing my original short hairstyle. And that's how I wanted to be. Well, I had no other choice but to be that way. So I just wound up, wearing that style instead and leaving a wig behind, even though I really, really wanted this wig. And I really wanted to, you know, just, I wanted the style. But yeah, she confused me. So then I think that is the end of the dream. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be notified and share at your own free will to show you care.